back then when you're 24, you decided you want to get into business and make money for yourself.
Yes.
Why a restaurant? There's so many different other business models that exist. Was it just the most logical for you? You were like, I like food. Let me start a restaurant. Or walk me through the thought process.
Because restaurants are so easy.
Yeah.
um, well, so I love food, so that's definitely a jump starter. But there was a restaurant that was here in Orange County. Since you're from SoCal too, maybe you're familiar with the boiling crab.
Mm-hmm.
It was like crawfish. At the time in 2005, they were the only game in town. And they were always met with like 2 to 4 hour long waits
Hmm.
at their restaurants. Doesn't matter any day, any time of day. It was just insane. So in my head, I love the food so much. I was a little bit irritated by waiting for 2 to 4 hours, and
Mm-hmm.
I just thought to myself, man, I should just open my own restaurant. And even I don't have to capture all the customers. I just need
Hmm.
to serve people unwilling to wait 2 to 4 hours, just like
Yeah.
me. And again, in retrospect, that's the whole supply demand gap and filling a market need and all that, economic terms. I didn't know any of that stuff. I just wanted to scratch my own itch.
Yeah.
So I just brought a couple of buddies with me to dinner and just said, hey, what do you think about starting a restaurant? And one of my good friends who became my partner, who wasn't a chef by trade, but he's got this amazing palate that can like deconstruct what was in a certain food.
Hmm.
So we took a bunch of bags of crawfish home. We did like probably over 100 trials. That's probably where I got gout
Ah! Ah! Ah!
and a bunch of other health problems.
Yeah.
But again, therapy session for another episode. But we eventually got down to a recipe that we felt proud of. And we just decided to put together some of our student loan money. And we found a spot that was an existing restaurant. So we were able to convert and inherit a bunch of stuff without having to pay for it. And we opened up and uh, cool story. The boiling crab, there at the time boiling crab always closed for 2 months out of the year.
Mm-hmm.
I thought they closed because it was they just wanted to go on vacation. But I found out when I opened that they closed because there's no crawfish for 2 months out of the year. I
Yeah.
didn't know that, but and that's just goes to show like how ignorance pretty much led all of my decision making. That was a stupid idea to start off with, but later on during that 2 month period, just like Chick-fil-A, where people crave Chick-fil-A on Sundays and when they can't have it,
Mm.
because people were craving crawfish during that 2 month period, when we decided to open in October, when there was still no crawfish, and we decided to serve shrimp and crab and other things instead of getting the customers that were unwilling to wait 2 to 4 hours, we got all of the customers.
Ah.
And so that
Yeah.
worked out like beautifully in retrospect. It wasn't credit to my intelligence. It was just like it worked out perfectly. So ignorance is my superpower.